Hello! So today we've got a fairly simple and routine task of changing the oil and oil filter on my 2017 Citroën Grand C4 Picasso. You'll just need a few sockets, 10mm and 27mm, and then whichever size your sump plug is, so mine's at 12mm as well. This is the oil I use, it's the same brand I've always used and it does the job. 5W30, never had any issues. This is my Bosch filter and my sump plug. So I'm going to fire up the car. Now, you should leave it running for 3 to 5 minutes. Just get the oil warm, not hot, but warm so it flows nicer. And then get your vehicle up in the air however you see fit. Rear chocks for safety. And then it's straight into the vehicle to take off the under tray. 10mm sockets, quite a few of them, but fewer if you have lots of damaged bits like on mine. Not too worried about the oil spill there. It's kind of old looking. I'm sure I cleaned it last time, so it may need a little bit of attention. Now, here is the filter. The oil filter, the cover is a 27mm socket or plug. Now it is plastic, it can be a bit delicate, so just go easy. Access is tight, so we're going to remove these two 10mm bolts on the air intake and just kind of push out the way. I'm not going to remove the whole thing because I'm lazy, but move out of the way for access. Open up the oil and remove the dipstick just to allow some airflow. That will help the oil drain a little faster and a little smoother. My last oil change was only 7 months ago, but 9,000 miles, so it is a little bit black. However, it is a diesel. Now, this is the sump plug. Mine's 12mm, as I said. We're going to completely remove this bolt, and that's what allows the oil to flow. So this is now the little game I like to play. Don't spill oil all over the floor and make a mess. Title pending. Easy does it. Well, hey, so by my standards, that's pretty good. 6 out of 10. It's not on the floor, it's not really on my hands. So get rid of the sump plug. Don't need that one. But this is going to take a while to drain. So whilst it's doing that, go make a cup of tea. If you haven't already, you can remove that air intake. Do what you need to do, because when you come back, it's still going to be draining. So just give it more time than you think. I suppose I could lower the vehicle, but that's way too much effort now. I've used ramps, so I'll just leave it. And I change it pretty frequently, so I'm not too worried about a little bit of residual oil. Even when it looks like it's stopped, it is still draining. So go make another cup of tea. About this stage, I'm going to remove the oil filter. So my 27mm socket goes over the top. It is plastic, so just go easy. It shouldn't need too much force, and it definitely doesn't need power at all. So remove this. And I don't know what I was thinking here. I just spent all that time not making a mess to just pull this straight out. I've changed this oil so many times. I knew what was going to happen, and I just did it anyway. Idiot. Shit. That's it. Just spread the mess around. So I always do this next bit in the wheelie bin. Christmas paper is propping up the bin, but this snaps straight out and just chuck it away. And then it's remove this gasket. Don't forget about that. It shouldn't be still in the car. It should come out with the cover, but there must be a gasket there. Please remove it. You should then have a replacement one in the box. Beautiful in yellow. And there's my spare gasket, rubber ring, a thingamabob. But this just slides straight on. So again, remove the previous one first. And then I just use some of the oil from within the cover just to lubricate it up. Get it nice and oily. Doesn't need to be fresh oil. And that just helps the seal. And then this just snaps straight in. So clickety click. And that is it. Bit of maneuvering, and then this is where you need to be patient. Just screw it in by hand and keep turning it gently until you're happy it is tightening. Don't force it. You don't want to thread this. You don't want to strip these plastic threads, because that sounds like a right headache. Once you're happy it's threaded correctly, grab your tool, 27mm socket, and gently wind it in until you get resistance, and then stop. Don't force it, please. Now these nuts aren't looking so hot, and if you watched the channel before, you know I like to grease them up. Just helps protect them, stops them from corroding and sticking, and even worse, actually snapping. It's something that a regular garage wouldn't do, which is why I like to do my own servicing. Next, I'm just going to reattach the two 10mm bolts for the air intake. Now watch me furiously try and bolt this up, but just get nowhere. Weird. 10mm. There we go, that's on. Obligatory wiggle check. clean up the excess oil underneath, and now I need my 12mm socket. I'm going to insert and fully tighten the sump plug. It doesn't need to be tightened up to the tension of the moon, but just nice and tight, by hand please. Remove the pathetic excuse for an engine cover, and then start adding the oil. Now if Big Funnel ever needed to sell more funnels, they just showed this footage. So I know what you're thinking. Wow, 5 litres of oil in that engine. No, it should be about 3.8, 3.75 litres. Obviously I spilt a load and then I kicked over even more off camera, so I didn't have a good time. But thankfully I'd bought 5 litres of oil, so I had spare. Next we need to tell the car the service is complete, so push and hold this spanner button, push and hold the on button, and you'll get this countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. Service complete! There we go. Well, hey, congratulations. I don't plan on ever selling this car because I like the idea of a high mileage French car, but I still like to fill this out just for my own records, and it makes me feel good. So oil and filter, today's date, the mileage, and there we go. If you found this video useful, let me know in the comments, leave me a like and a subscribe, and tell your dog, tell your auntie, and I'll see you next time. Bye!